Toledo police call it a murder-suicide amid a custody battle.
Hello, I'm LRJ. Today, I'm bringing you a very disturbing and sad story. Let's go.
Now to the tragedy in Toledo. 3 young children, 2 adults killed, all of apparent carbon monoxide poisoning. Police found the bodies of 54-year-old Sandy Ford, her 32-year-old son Andy Ford, and her 3 grandchildren, 10-year-old Paige Hayes, 6-year-old Logan Hayes, and 5-year-old Madalyn Hayes yesterday. Toledo police call it a murder-suicide amid a custody battle.
Lee, the 3 kids were students at Whiteford Elementary School here in Sylvania, and the district superintendent says grief counselors were at that school in every single classroom all day for students and teachers, and they will remain there as long as they need to throughout the next few weeks. Now, the superintendent says this is a tragic and shocking for not only the community here, for the school community district-wide, but we went back out to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is still in shock as investigators release new gruesome details. It's leaf collection day on Harvest Lane, a street haunted by the gruesome discovery inside this family garage.
This is an absolute tragedy. We've lived here 15 years and nothing like this has ever happened in the neighborhood.
Kelly Lewandowski lives 2 doors down from where yesterday emergency crews used a sledgehammer to open the barricaded garage door. Police found 5 people dead inside a Honda Civic, with hoses leading into the car from the exhaust of a Dodge truck left running. The bodies are 10-year-old 5th grader Paige Hayes, 6-year-old 2nd grader Logan Hayes, and 5-year-old kindergartner Madalyn Hayes. Also dead, pictured here, their grandmother, 54-year-old Sandy Ford, and their uncle, who is not in the picture, 32-year-old Andy Ford. Police call it a murder-suicide, saying the grandmother and uncle killed the kids and themselves because of a custody battle.
It is literally something that happened in my own backyard, and it just never realized anything like this could happen.
It's going to take everyone to help with the healing process.
The superintendent of Sylvania City Schools says there is a counselor in every classroom at Whiteford Elementary School.
It's going to be a longer process with our 5th graders. But even at the kindergarten and 2nd grade, there was sitting in a circle and talking about the student that is not with them today. We've lost a friend, and what does that mean?
It was the grandfather who called 911 yesterday asking police to come out. After he got home, he found suspicious notes from his wife, son, and grandchildren, and then he couldn't find his wife and he couldn't get in the garage. We reached out to him today, as well as the parents of those children. They're not commenting as this investigation continues.
Kids' parents, Mandy and Chris Hayes, reached out to the agency for help with behavior issues for one of their 5 kids. Now, to help alleviate some of the stress on the family, the parents asked the grandparents to watch 3 of the children. When mom and dad wanted the kids back, that's when we apparently saw yesterday's tragedy.
Well, you know, that's not an unusual family situation. We see that kind of families feuding and fussing a lot.
Obviously, this dispute went much further than anyone expected or imagined last Wednesday and Saturday, when officials with Children's Services visited both the parents' and the grandparents' homes.
In this case, we had just begun, so we were in the process of trying to figure out what's the best way for any of us to act.
The 3 children who lost their lives lived here on Harvest Lane since 2009. Dean Sparks, the executive director of Children's Services, says the custody dispute triggered the Wednesday visits.
This was reportedly is very similar to many situations that we have, particularly if somebody's been caring for a child for a little while. I don't want them to go back. They're not ready. They're not going to take as good care of them as I can.
When Children's Services visited the home of the parents, Mandy and Chris Hayes, Saturday, all the kids were with them. The parents always maintained their legal parental rights. So the big question everyone wants answered now is, what could have been so bad at the parents' home that Sandy Ford, their grandmother, would want to take their lives?
We're only in this for a couple of days. So we were saying, what's so bad about it? We don't know. We only know that there's a lot of conflict. There are allegations back and forth.
Children's Services cannot prevent a removal. Sparks says they were working with other service providers to get this issue resolved. Now, there's one gap in this story between Saturday, when mom and dad had the kids, and Monday, when they were found dead at their grandparents' home. At some point in there, the kids were moved to their grandparents' home. At this point, no one is commenting on exactly what happened in that 3-day period.
I don't know what to say. You know, you would take these children into a garage with the car running, and they die slowly. and you feel that their only option is to die, then go back with their parents. I know if you had a concern that was valid and that was able to be proven, those children would have stayed with you. But instead, their lives are over. And I think that's just wrong. And I'm LRJ. I want you to comment down below and let me know how pissed off you are. And I don't care what no one says. This is my personal opinion. That was very selfish of her to do that. I'm LRJ. Rate, comment, and subscribe because you, big like you did. I love you all. Peace.